Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to cough. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you may know that my first computer was the Timex Sinclair 1000, but the computer I used most growing up in my youth was actually the Timex Sinclair 2068 computer, which was an advanced version of the TS1000 because it added things such as sound and high resolution graphics and color, and it even had a chiclet keyboard. So it was a very cool and fun computer to use back in the day, but I haven't been giving it much love lately, mainly because the development tools for making games for it just aren't quite there yet. But I think it's about time I took another look at it and sparked it up to see if it even still works and see what I could do with it. So it's sitting up there on the shelf, and I'm going to bring it down and we'll unbox it, take a look at it, and then we'll try to fire it up and see if it even still works. So if you want to take a look at some retro tech that I haven't used in maybe 40 years, then stick around because we're going to get started right now. Alright, so here is my Timex Sinclair 2068 computer. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we have. Here's the box. Let's take a look inside. So here it is. Let's take this out. And it looks like I have the manual. I have a power supply, which hopefully still works. Here is a cartridge here and some broken foam. This cartridge is Budgeteer. I have no idea what this looks like. I don't remember using that program, but I have it. Maybe we'll try it later because I don't actually have a tape player or a cassette player to play any tape games, but I may have some other games on cartridge. I don't know. I'll take a look at my collection. So here I have the manual as well, it looks like, and the audio cables and video cable. And here, this should be a ROM emulator that allows the 2068 to play Spectrum games. So I'll just put this down. So I'll open this up. So here you can see that it has a switch up here that allows you to choose between 2068 or Spectrum ROM modes, and this plugs into the back of the 2068. And there's some labels on the back here. What do they say? This expansion port is not for the Timex 2068 compatible. However, 2040 printer can be connected here because it has a pass-through PCB edge connector there. Warning, never switch between modes with power turned on. Okay, so I won't switch between modes with power turned on. So I don't think I used this much back in the day because I actually had another ROM emulator cartridge that plugged into the cartridge slot on the 2068, and I used that to play Spectrum games. And I also have a few 2068 specific games, but today let's just power it up and see if it works and what we can do with it. So let's take it out of the bag here. And my computer is not in particularly fantastic condition. I must have taped something over the cartridge door at some point because I see the tape residue still there. And my symbol shift key is quite worn off here. But I'm hoping the machine still works. And I'm going to see if I can actually connect this to my video capture card so we can see if we can actually capture the video from this thing and try it out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'll go ahead and hook it up and we'll see if my 2068 still works. Alright, here is the screen for my 2068 going through my capture card, and we'll go ahead and turn it on now. 3, 2, 1. And nothing. Oh, okay. It's not nothing. It just took a while to come up there. Okay, so there we go. It doesn't look great, but it is working. Let's see if I can enter a little program here. Okay, the keyboard so far is still working. 10, print. Hello. 20, go to 10. Run. Okay. Still working after all these years. So I'll just try another little program here. New. 10, print. Capital X. Semicolon. Where's semicolon? The semicolon? The video is so bad I can't really tell. I think that is a semicolon, or it might be a colon. Anyway, we'll see. And then 20, go to 10. We'll run this and see. Okay, I just want to get an idea how fast this BASIC is in this computer. Just in case I want to make a game for this. Okay. So, yeah, the video looks pretty bad through my capture device, but the computer is still working, so that's a good start. Now, let's try this budgeter cartridge that I have here. I'll go ahead and turn off the computer. And I'll put in the cartridge. Alright, cartridge is in. Let's go ahead and turn the computer back on. And see if we get the budgeter. Okay. Initializing storage, please stand by. Okay, I wonder if I ever actually tried this program before. Home accounts TS2000 with 48K of RAM. It's always funny to me that they refer to this computer as the TS2000. I guess originally they were planning to call it the TS2000, but you would think by the time it was released with the labels and everything showing 2068 that people wouldn't be calling it the TS2000 because it never was actually the TS2000. Okay, copyright Timex 1982. Press enter when ready. I'm ready. I have no idea what it says at the top there. Some sort of menu. Accounts. Selection menu. Home accounts selection menu, I think. 1, add account. 2, delete account. 3, adjust account. 4, etc. Enter option number. 1, add account. Current file is empty. If you are going to load a data file, you must do so now. Is data to be loaded from tape? Yes or no? No. Okay, so I'm not interested in budgeting on the 2068, so I'm going to turn this off. And I think what I'll do next is take a look at what 2068 games I have in my collection. Okay, so it turns out I don't have any 2068 games that I can find, although I'm sure I do have one 2068 game, which I forget which one it is. I think it's called Timescape or Time Lord or Time Shift, something to do with time, but that game is on a cassette. So like I said, I don't have a cassette player, so I can't load that game. And all the games that I do have are Spectrum games, so I can't load those games either because they are also on cassette. But what I think I'm going to do now is to try out this Spectrum ROM emulator, and we'll plug it in the back of the 2068 and we'll watch it boot up, and it should come up with a different copyright message this time if it actually works in Spectrum mode. So we'll attach this now to the expansion port of the 2068, and we'll try both switch settings here, both in 2068 mode and Spectrum mode, and we'll check out the difference. Alright, I've got the Spectrum ROM emulator cartridge plugged into the 2068 expansion port, and I've got the switch set to 2068 mode. Let's go ahead and turn on the computer and see what happens. Oh, I've got the I'll just turn it off. I forgot I still have the budgeter cartridge in the cartridge port here. Let me remove that. Okay, no more cartridge in the slot. Now we'll go ahead and turn on the computer and see what happens. Okay, so it's booting up in normal 2068 mode. Now I'll turn it off again, and I'll just move the switch over to the Spectrum position on the emulator expansion, and we'll turn on the computer again. Okay, Sinclair Spectrum, I guess that says Model B. So I guess that is in Spectrum mode now, and I should be able to load up Spectrum games on the 2068 using this. I don't know if it's called a twister board or what it's called exactly, but it's a ROM emulator expansion. So it does let me use both 2068 and Spectrum modes using this expansion device. So that's cool. Good. So now what else do I want to do with this thing? I think I'd like to see some colors and maybe try some sounds. So let me just type in a simple program here that should display some colors. Okay, so I've typed in a program here. I've just switched it back into 2068 mode. I don't imagine that really matters, but I did. And I know it's probably almost impossible to read, but I'll tell you what the program says. Line 10, let a string equal, and then a bunch of spaces. And then line 20 is a for next loop. For f equals 0 to 7, those are going to be the paper colors, ranging from black to white and everything in between. Line 30, print paper f, so it's going to print using paper color f, which is the for next loop variable. A string, so it's going to print all these spaces using whatever paper color is in the for next loop. And then finally 40 next f. So let's go ahead and run this and see if we see any colors. Okay, there we go. We have colors, sort of. And it starts with color 0, which is black, and then 1, which is blue, 2 is red, 3 is magenta, 4 is green, 5 is cyan, and 6 is yellow, and there's another line down here of white, which of course we can't see because the background is also white. Let me try maybe changing the border color. So I'll go back to my program. And one cool thing about the 2068 is you can actually edit the lines. Not every computer lets you edit the lines as easily as the 2068, I think. So I'm going to just use the arrow key to go up to line 30, and then press edit on the keyboard. Now I can use my cursor keys to go into the line here, and instead of printing paper f, a string, I'm going to, actually I don't need to edit this line, I'll just replace it completely. I'll add another line. Let's say line 35 border f. So the border will now match the color of the line being printed in the for next loop. And then I'll probably need a pause because this is going to be too quick for us to see. Unless I just, what if I put a go to at the end? Line 50, go to 5. And line 5, I'll put a clear screen there. So now it should clear the screen, then print a bunch of colored bars, as well as change the border color every time it prints a bar. So let's just see what this looks like. Run. There we go. So it's printing the bars while it's changing the border color. So I'll just break out of this somehow. Okay. And I'm going to put a pause in here so we can see it a bit more easily. Let's say line 45, pause. Where's pause? There must be a pause here somewhere. Ah, on the M key, pause. Let's say, I don't know, 10. See if that makes a difference. Run. Okay. So where did I put my pause? Did I put it outside of the loop? I did. Okay, so 45, I don't want it outside of the loop, I want it in the loop. So let's put it in line 37, pause 2, because 10 looked a bit too long. So let's try this. Okay, that's a bit too fast. Let me try one more time. 37, pause. I'll go back to 10. Oh, we have a nice, what's that, blue border? Okay, run. Okay, so we can see the colored bars being printed along with the border colors. So we do have colors showing up. All right. So now what we need is some sound, and I forget how to do sound on this thing. I presume it uses a beep command. I'll just see if there's a beep. I forget. Yep, there is a beep. I see it there on the Z or below the Z key. So let's put in a beep command where, let's say line 30. I probably don't need the pause anymore because the beep is going to act as my pause. So let's replace line 37. Instead of a pause, let's put beep, which I need to go into extended mode. And then if I press Shift Z, yep, there's my beep. So let's beep. How does the beep work? Well, I know it's going to have a pitch and a duration, but I forget which is which, and I forget the syntax also. Before I do this, let me just I'll just erase 37. Let me just try it in immediate mode to see if I can test it out. Whoops. Beep. Let's say 10, 10. Is that that's a period? 10, 10. Okay. That is a long beep. Let's try beep 0.1, 10. Okay, so the first one must be the duration and the second value must be the pitch. So let's go back to my program here, and now in line 37 I'll put beep, maybe 0.2, comma, and then maybe I'll put a bracket f plus 1, just because I don't want to use 0 in my beep statement. So I'll say f plus 1, and then I'll multiply that by 10. Yeah, okay. So that should change the border color as well as the beep tone every time it prints a new color. So let's try this. Okay, integer out of range. I guess it can't beep that high. So now let's edit this line. 37, I'll just move over, instead of times 10, let's say times 3. Let's see how that works. Run. Okay. All right, so that's enough of that. So that's cool. All right, so my 2068 is working and we have color and sound. Now I can't run any programs on it, but at least we know it's working. So I think what I'll do now is try and find a book, and maybe we can type in a program and see how that goes. Okay, so we'll do that right now. Okay, so that's cool. The 2068 is working, and now I'm going to try typing in a program. And I remember when I was young and I was typing in programs from books. I have a lot of programming books, but I remember there was one program in particular which was a game where you would need to shoot, like a ballistic type game where I think you type in the trajectory and the angle, I forget the strength. It's a cannon shooting game, and you shoot a projectile to hit something or other. I think it might be a duck, I forget. Anyway, so I remember this game had something you shoot, and it also had a moon in the middle of the screen somewhere. And I think if you hit the moon actually falls. So I don't remember which book it's in, but I'm pretty sure it's in one of these books. So I'm going to track it down and type it in, and we'll see if I can relive a game type in program listing from the 80s. Okay, so let me see if I can find that book and type in the listing, and we'll play an oldie but a goodie game from my youth. Okay, yep, it looks like I found it. This is the book here. Creative Games for the Timex Sinclair 2068, not Timex Sinclair 2000. And here I've got a little post-it note that says Moon Game, which for some reason whenever I think of retro video games and the time that I spent learning basic programming and having fun with these retro computers, I always think of this Moon Game. So let's open it up and take a look here. Oh, the pages are even falling out. So this moon game prints a screen like this, where you shoot at that duck and you try not to hit the moon. And it says barrel 1, angle 56, 0 ducks, 0 moons, 0 shots. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in what was my favorite type-in listing from the 80s, and we're going to give it a shot on my Timex Sinclair 2068 and see if we can relive some of the fun of my youth. But before we give it a try, I'm just going to read the instructions here. And it says, well, this game is called Dead Ducks. You can see there. And if you want to see the listing, I'll just hold that up as well. Since the sheet is already torn out, it should be easy to do. Well, we actually need to start here. There's the beginning of the listing. It ends at line 80, and then it continues on here. If you're really interested, you can just pause the video and type this in for yourself. I doubt too many people will be interested, but if you want to, you can. And then finally, here is the last part of the listing. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this program and see if it's as much fun as I remember. Okay, so here we have the game loaded, and I'm just going to enter an angle of 55 and we'll see how this goes. Is it going to clear the moon? Yes, it looks like it will, but is it going to hit the duck? No, no, it's too far. Okay, so I need a bit steeper angle next time. How about, let's see, maybe an angle of 60. Give that a try. That should be steeper. Uh-oh, is it going to clear the moon? Will it clear the moon? No. Oh, the duck got lucky. The moon blocked its shot. Okay. Enter to continue. All right, now I need, I guess, a lower angle. How about 50? Okay, that looks like it should clear the moon. So this was a really fun game when I was, first learning how to program in BASIC. I thought this was just amazing. With the colors and the sound and the cute duck and the moon, I just really, oh, I'm gonna hit the duck. Yeah, dead. Okay, so I got one duck and one moon now. Enter angle. Okay, so a bit steeper angle this time. 52. Okay, so I don't know why I'm getting a purple bar on the bottom of the screen there. I guess it's probably just something with the video output of my computer, because it's so old, but I'm pretty sure the program is not trying to make it. Oh, am I going to hit the... Oh, I just missed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the program is not purposely... Okay, what angle do I need here? Let's try 53. A little steeper. Okay. Yeah, the program, I'm pretty sure, is not purposefully outputting a purple line. Actually, it might be, actually. I think that purple... Oh, am I going to hit the duck? Ouch. Okay, so if you just barely hit the duck on its tail, then you don't kill it, it just gets hurt, and it says ouch. Enter angle far. Okay, how about 54? So I have one duck, one moon, and 5 shots. And the cannon has 2 barrels, so every time you can... Oh, hitting the moon again. Okay, hit the moon again. So every time you shoot, you get 2 chances because there's 2 barrels in the cannon. Yeah, I'm not actually sure if that purple line is supposed to be there or not. I guess I could check the program to find out, but anyway. I really loved playing this game when I was young and just learning about programming. And even though it's a simple game, sometimes it doesn't take a very complex game to have fun. And it looks like I got another one. Yep. Okay, and one more dead duck. Press enter to continue. And I should have... Oh, it's finished. The end. You killed 2 ducks. Okay. So there we go. That is the Dead Ducks game from my early programming history. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed taking a walk down memory lane with me, taking a look at the 2068 Timex Sinclair computer from my youth that I learned to program on, as well as typing in a game that I have fond memories of from my youth as well. And maybe this will entice you to take a look in your closet to see if you have any old vintage computers that you have fond memories of that you'd like to dig out as well, and maybe spark them up and take them for a ride and relive some enjoyable times from your youth as well. Well, as always, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.